Oh, these lights. They're not hot, thank goodness. Inside joke. Uh, I just want to welcome everybody to this convention, this 24th annual convention, I believe, called American Spirit. And I can't tell you how excited I am to hear the lineup of speakers that we've got coming. And to learn right alongside of you. I think that's what's different about our convention than a lot of conventions is we're all learning together. We have speakers that will challenge everyone. Importantly, we don't tell you what to think. We just want to challenge you to think. So I want to start out real quick by thanking the members. This organization obviously would not exist without you, but you can't say that emphatically enough. It's so good to see, a lot of you guys, everybody talks a lot about leadership, but a lot of what holds an organization together are you members that keep coming year after year. I mean, you are the backbone of this organization. I think a lot of America right now is waking up, and they're feeling some despair. This guy from down Richmond, north of Richmond or whatever, I mean, 30 days ago, he was on his knees ready to take his life. Alcoholic, drug addicted. And he prayed to God for help and to give him direction, and I'll be darned. He puts that song out on YouTube, and now he's got, top 5 out of 10 songs on whatever it is, the music platform on your phone. So, but the most important part is he's a humble guy. His first public appearance after that success, he read from the Bible. And we have not seen that for a long time. So, but in terms of that, I think that we're one step ahead. We're not the despair organization. We've already looked at the problems. We've already formulated solutions, and we're actively seeking to get this country back on the road. Thank you to the board. I have a lot of fun. We enjoy each other. We get along. There's not a self-promoter in the bunch. And it's really been the pleasure of my life to meet these people from all over the country, members and the board, and that's really empowering. Reminds me of the military. The sponsors, I want to thank the sponsors. We could not do this without them. It's always fun to see sponsors that you do business with come and support your organization, and we don't need them to pick our side, their side, whatever. They seem to appreciate our perspective, and that's what we like. Finally, I want to thank the staff for all the work they've done for putting together this great convention. If I have one complaint about convention, it's a ton of work for them, and it takes a lot of networking and cooperation and reaching out. So let's give the staff a hand if we could. Let's see. Jaden made me change my speech a little bit, so this is on her. But this is a unique opportunity for me because I get a few minutes and I don't have to talk policy, because you're going to hear from the specialists that talk policy coming up here all day long. And so I just wanted to take a few minutes in thankfulness and share with you some of my observations from being the president of this organization, and just things that I've learned in the last year. And I added to the list. I came up with something this morning that I wanted to lead with. I've learned that the president of the organization does not have to be the last one to leave the lounge at every event, every night during convention, okay? Maybe I'm finally maturing. But the number one thing that I just wanted to share with you that I've learned is to relax. You're not Bill Bullard. You don't have to be Bill Bullard. I don't have to be Bill Bullard. We've already got one. And he's been so kind. You're new at this. As a board of directors member, I had to do an interview, and I said, "Oh, I don't want to do that. You do it." He said, "No, you'll do it. You do fine." I said, "Well, what if I mess that up?" He said, "That's how you get a follow-up interview." And so that's just pretty unique. And then again, in terms of Bill, when you go to Washington, D.C., obviously, like I did here a while ago, went by myself, short notice meeting, fly out there, and you get there and there's the attendees, and the majority of them come up and say, "Oh, you're with RCAF. We know Bill. We work with Bill all the time." That's just such a tremendous reassurance that we're being heard. Now, not everybody comes up and shakes your hand and says, oh, we know Bill Bullard. We work. Maybe my number 2, this is kind of like a Dave Letterman top 10 list. This convention is kind of like a family reunion, only you like everybody. Now, that's kind of a joke, but, there's so many good people in this world. Again, reference to my days in the military. It's just so good to know. We're all partial to where we live, but it's so good to see that there's so many good people from all over. Number 3, politics makes me swear more than working cattle ever has. Now, Max talks to cursing. He says it's okay when you're working cattle and you get kicked because he has a phrase for it, but politics can be a lot like that too. Number 4, it would appear to me the minute you think you belong in Washington, D.C., you should probably leave. Number 5, the pride comes before the fall, and that's a warning for all of us. I see great success coming, and I hope we can stay humble and kind. And how you win is as important as how you lose. If you spend a good chunk of your life trying to change people's mind, you're required to be cautiously thankful and kind when you do change their mind. We're seeing that. That's another thing as we start having successes. We're going to gain some friends that were adversaries, and we don't have to accept everything, but Washington, D.C. politicians throw pitches, and we have to call balls and strikes and move forward accordingly. Read the bill. You get to having these discussions, and you'd be shocked how many media never read the bill. And the news is so often what Big Ag wants you to think. Build a team. Collaboration never fails to amaze me. We met with the North Dakota people last night briefly, and that's the magic that keeps me coming back. Just hearing real people talk about things, teach each other, give and take. That's just a wonderful thing. This is just an observation that I have, right or wrong. America can be conquered only from within. Abraham Lincoln said that. And I believe that its restoration will come from the same place, from middle America, not from D.C. And I think that's the difference between this organization and some of the other organizations, is they're D.C. centered, and they're telling you the best you can get. But it's our job for you and I and us together to tell them what's required. Otherwise, all we're doing is splitting the difference between right and wrong. Never quit and never lose hope. My dad was a member, and he loved going to RCAF meetings. He said he always felt better leaving than when he went. Even though you talked about problems, you spent more time on solutions than you did on problems. And I hope we always keep that in mind, and I hope that we make people feel that way still. I know I do. There's therapy in standing up for yourself. Just our policies are neither Democrat nor Republican. They're built upon a foundation of stone, and that's the laws of nature and nature's God that this country is built upon. And there's such magic in seeing principled efforts. It's like math. No matter whether you do it one way or the other, it's right. And finally, this is my little romantic pitch, I guess, but I believe it. My wife would vomit at the thought of me being romantic, but the American rancher is a generational remnant of self-reliance, work ethic, and entrepreneurship. The guardian of property rights that safeguard his ability to thrive and feed a nation. We may be seen as radical because everybody wants a stronger American, but they fear strong Americans, and that's exactly what we are. And as Dr. Max said last year, radical for freedom. That's tremendous stuff. Now, that's all I've got on my Dave Letterman top 10 list, but Jaden wanted me to talk a little bit specifically about American spirit because I love this convention theme. I've been saving one for a while. I ran across it a long time ago. Anybody in here know who Martin Treptow was? All right. Martin Treptow left, and this was plagiarized from one of Ronald Reagan's Memorial Day speeches, because at heart, I'm a plagiarist, but I always try to give credit to those whom I plagiarize, and it's easy to be a plagiarist when you live in a country with such a long list of great history as ours. So this is from Ronald Reagan's Memorial Day speech a long time ago. Martin Treptow left his job in a small town barber shop in 1917 to go to France with the famed Rainbow Division. There, on the Western Front, he was killed trying to carry a message between battalions under heavy artillery fire. We're told that on his body was found a diary, and on the flyleaf underneath the heading, "My Pledge," he had written these words: "America must win this war." Ronald Reagan choked up too. "Therefore, I will work. I will save. I will sacrifice. I will endure. I will fight cheerfully and do my utmost as if the issue of the whole struggle depends on me alone." Whew. That's American spirit. Do you have it? Will you speak to it? You have every right to speak to it. Will you speak to it when it gets hard? Because there's a lot of people trying to make it hard. You see, the globalists say that it's complicated, but it's really not. It's your right, given by God, guaranteed by the Constitution. And, I said it on an interview the other day at Dakota Fest. I said, people just have to quit being ashamed of being pro-American. And I think we're that organization, that's American spirit. So I guess with that, God bless you, God bless America, and we're going to get it going here. Thank you.